fulfilled in my life, because he's looking at the slaves and enemies here, as you can see. Who is this man? These are slaves who were brought from all over the world, of the country. From this pharaoh actually just defeated them and brought them here as slaves. Let's start with this interested guy that has a very interesting name, Ilut. I-L-O-T. Ilut, which means elect. Israel, the city of Elat in Israel today. So he's a Jew. He's a Jewish. And this guy is from where? My beloved city ever, since I'm Christian Catholic. As you can see here, Galilee. Galilee or Galilee, the city of Messiah. Jesus Christ, Palestine, SC or Israel, whatever, as you can see here. So these are actually, the slaves were brought from all over the world, but the only way here, what for? To be enslaved. Because behold here, the difference government, this is definitely not a cartridge. This is a cartridge.
They're all different names and different
yes, sir,
characters.
Because every cartouche here, it has a name of a different country or region. For example, this guy is
This isn't a cartouche?
Yes, no, sir. Because a cartouche just looks like a plain
Sir,
card.
this is rope.
Yes, sir. This is a sort of rope that tied up their hands. Because if a cartouche means, may you have His Majesty endless life of stability, this poor guy, may he have endless life forever of pain and misery. Because he shall be slave forever, enslaved forever. What a tricky one.
Wow. The obelisk is 35 tons, 35 meters.
Be there. Please watch your step. You need to be there in the sanctuary. Just hold it. Great mixed race, because my dad is Turkish and he's Catholic, and my mom is half Egyptian, half Turkish from Alexandria, and she's Muslim, so it's like mixed race. Hello, by the way, but I'm officially Catholic Christian.
I'm not a practicing.
Well,
I'm not a practicing Muslim.
I actually just, like I said, I have to go 2 places, so I gave up long time ago. So gentlemen here, they just entered the holiest part ever, more like the sacred chamber, the holiest part ever, the source of energy, where only the pharaoh and high priest were allowed to be here. But pay attention, we got 2 chambers. One is Greek and one is Egyptian. That would be the Egyptian one here 3,000 years ago. The Greek, later made by the half brother of Alexander the Great, Philip Regis. So this is roughly 2,000 years ago.
This
So,
one.
that's right, but however, it looks absolutely Egyptian looks here. Why not? So they can get the admiration and the attention and the respect and the love by the Egyptian subjects here. This is why they have to just go in Egyptian way. Behold, right up there, we do have stars. A very interested lady named Nut. Egyptian believe that. We got a question. When the sun goes down, where is the god? Happened to sun god Amun? Egyptian wondering, and they say, oh, it must be a lady. She controlled the night as kind named Nut. She's a night goddess. Right after the sun sets, she devoured the sun into her mouth like and now where is the sun? Into her body of Nut. Now what? The next 12 hours of the night, it will be a journey. We call it a 12-hour night journey for sun god Amun-Ra within the body of Nut. So inside Nut there is a huge, enormous, it's going to be keep pushing the sun disk all night long, try to get the now the Egyptian believe it was actually, the sky beetle who did help the sun to make its own rising once again, because imagine inside Nut, the beetle keeps pushing the sun disk all night long, the verse of the sun once again to make the sun rising. Voila, then if the sun bring, actually if the beetle, it's get a beetle, bring the sun every day, you can make everything come true, you can make all wishes come true. Everything you know about this, the beetle actually has necklaces and bracelets. Even some things like here, we shall see there's a huge statue of the caterpillar with all the truths walk around 7 times tentacles for making wishes and truths. So this is the reason why it's controlled fortune maker call him the God maker and the dream maker because of this. The Jew belief is the one who is responsible or in charge make the rebirth of the sun every day. And he's actually capable to bring us back the sun every day, to do everything through wishes and dreams and stuff. Why the stars represent this constellation, stars represent eternity. Now, this altar before was golden, left inside a golden figure or some god animal, a golden statue. Most of them are now, unfortunately, have been looted. So the high priests and the whole members are allowed to be here. You have to make sure to bath by the sacred lake first, shave the hair, go washing on the water to do baptism, body with water, and they dress up with tiger leather. They're ready to come here. Here, fine offerings of the God, burning the incense, opening the forehead up to make sure that some holy chapters. And once you finish your prayers, never ever do not turn your back to the God. Means what? You have to kneel down first to the God. Meters away, like we do, for example, in some royal courses, like in England, for example. So it comes from Egypt. Now, also at this chamber, there's I call it carried water chamber. Magic first. If I say that every year, 25th of December, the Christmas holiday, when we're the whole world, we're celebrating Christmas. Egypt also celebrate a Karnak symbol, the Egyptian Christmas, or the birthday of Amun-Ra. Is it so? Yes. How is that? If you come here 5 o'clock while it's sunrise, you shall notice, or may notice that only this is happening once a year on this day. At the sun side where we come from, it can be seen here. That's by this altar, or the statue of the God that was here before. Why? To say how to say Amun-Ra. Because when it comes to December, if the center is Jesus Christ, if I say the same Trinity of the Triad, the Father, the Mother, and the Son, if I say Jesus Christ is the Lamb of the Amun-Ra, so was Amun-Ra one of his manifestations of ram or lamb? If I say that they were both born on the same day, so officially, it is actually clear that this influence, Christianity, Christmas, God has gotten actually just from ancient Egyptian religion or Christmas. So similar. Trust me, absolutely. The worship is right. Exactly. Different names, exactly the same thing.
So, can we have a look at this?
Please, sir. And since this is only a high position, like royalty or a high priest, and because imagine, gentlemen, millions of prayers have been made here daily. And this is why it's for real, actually, still kept that very good vibe energy, positive energy here. That's why this is a six, like 3 minutes in Giza. If you look for a place where you can close your eyes, exhale, inhale, and sit here, there, to just enjoy some 5 minutes of yoga, to clear chakras, to just clear your mind, that will be the right place. Here's what the right place here. That was a source of energy for the last 1,000 years, and still kept the very good energy, I call it. This is why sometimes I go for yoga. I sit here, close my eyes, exhale, inhale, and just, think. Very beautiful, actually.
صورة بموسم بطلة في الفوق ليش تبطل وفر ما كرتوش كنيسة
When you're temple, you feel like you're playing like the hide and seek. Because you're always just the tour guide, proceed first, you go first, and you have to look at them. It's like playing hide and seek here.
These are fancy pillars.
Yes, they are actually. The lady of fair and power and passion, the lady of war herself, the lioness. Egyptians are pretty funny, actually. In the same time, they make a sense. They say we can make some documentary movies like this Discovery Channel or National Geographic about who is way first and powerful. Is it the lion or the lioness? Absolutely the lioness. She does the whole work, the whole job. She protects the baby cubs and also hunting. while the lion is a lion, just lazy and sleep the whole day here. He's
Yeah.
the king of her, the king of the jungle. As you see here, they say better to worship her, not him. And this is why her prayer, behold, left and right. This is the imagination. This is the entire Egyptian land, upper lower Egypt. And here, pressing, she's facing the enemies here. Keep an eye over the front lines of Egypt. And here, a man, a face of a man, and chest of a lady, unisex, symbol of fertility. This is who? The god of Nile, happy, which is, by the way, is unhappy, of course. You could take a look to the Nile, you know what I mean. It's unclean water, polluted, of course, now. So it's bending two flowers of lotus, symbol of upper lower Egypt. It means it's unity time, no more fighting each other, because they used to fight each other, you know, like in any country, south and north, forever. And this is why he said no more field, no more fighting, just united lands and love. And here, this is actually behold here, the Taragia, and the lungs is like teal in here. So we're just actually having a prosperous time, peaceful time, no more fight. We are just, it's like yoga, you know, spiritual. It's pretty, it's peaceful. It's actually beautiful.
That was 1000 BC?
Yes, exactly. This is exactly 1200 BC, correct. And here, this is her own temple, or her worshiping symbol. For a mighty warrior like Ramses and Moses, right before they go to the battlefield, they have to show actually courageous, you know, spirit.
So when you
act
say
of
when they
valor.
go to the battlefield,
Yeah.
whom were they fighting at that time? So
The
they were.
enemies.
But whenever,
All
before
over
they
the
would go
world.
fight anybody,
Yeah,
they
anybody
would come here and
first.
pray at the temple.
Then
Asian
they go.
countries, African countries, whatever, even the
They were always fighting.
They even fought the
Yeah.
Sicilian people, guys.
Yeah.
In Italy, imagine. They're powerful. They know, especially the Egyptian mariners and fleet. They got such a very powerful. They could just be everywhere. Here, you have to be for the warrior to come here. Why to the lioness precisely? Why not Amun-Ra? Why not Muntu? Why not the justice goddess Mat? Why not this? Only precisely the lioness here. They do believe they bring the magician man, and he just casting some magical spells so he can make sure to transit all the magical powers, all the capabilities that lioness got to be actually, moved from the lioness into the king here. And that's why they say kings of Egypt, they have been fought their enemies like lion. Thanks to her, of course. And now we're up to see, we're getting to the calendar. Now these are the 4 seasons that, okay, you can see them at the extreme. Let's start here. Let's start with the first season, Parrot. B-R-T. Parrot means winter. So the bear is the first season, the winter. And Shemu is the summer times. And Akh means the flood. It's all about the flood time, because right after the flood, you always have to irrigate the land and ready to make the harvest. Then taxes, of course, later. So there were 3 seasons, not first season, but 12 months, which makes the whole months of the year. And that would be the calendar, the numbers, number 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, they're crystal, actually clearly they are made in a random way. All the numbers more like Roman, but they are not Romans. It was a Roman who actually inspired and adopted them from Egyptians. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. This one is 10, so 11, 21. We got here 23. We got number 30. And here, this is number 100, so we got 128. The last number is 450. If you ask why we got such empty gaps here. First of all, these are numbers represent either the offerings, pharaohs actually, and Roman emperors. Get closer, please. Okay. They offer their, like, for example, I'm Roman Emperor Hadrian. I order to offer His Majesty Lord of Amun-Ra 400 flowers and 50 amphors of wine, for example. So these are the numbers that represent precise numbers of offerings for precise. And they left some empty gaps here, squares for the future emperors and kings. Okay, now let's see the church. Go that way.
So here's a better picture of the same drawings there.
This site's massive.
It is huge.
60 acres.
Can you believe it? The whole thing was covered by sand.
the other one we do call this one of the oldest temple ever built by the first 4 kings. Ach Mino. Ach mean the hole, and Mino the offering, so the offerings hole. I found the name inside actual reading from his script. Right up in one of these pillars. This temple is more than 4,000 years ago, made by the first king ever built.
4,000 years
That's
ago.
right, by King Amenhotep or Amenhotep the First. But later, you can see some actually Roman graffiti, because by the 1st and the 2nd century, it has been actually converted or transformed into a synagogue. One of the oldest synagogue church ever, Roman church, for more than 2,000 years ago. We're going to see him, Jesus Christ, Virgin Mary, the 12 apostles, and so on. So it's Egyptian temple from 4,000 years. Also, we shall see miniature churches. Let's see Jesus Christ on the moment when he was crucified.
Dans la vie, les deux corps, qui forment les deux divinités à droite et à gauche, qui ont resté le corps d'amour pour donner la forme de la
Jesus Christ, the moment he was crucified. 4,000 years ago, there were 3 statues for the same holy tribe, the ancient Egyptian tribe, Amun, Ra, Mut, and Hus. The Christians, of course, there was a time when they suffered. It was a whole tournament. They had been actually tortured by Roman emperors. They were persecuted them. There were thousands and thousands, if there are not millions, of pure innocent lives that had been taken by the angry Roman emperors. The Christians, the early Christians of Egypt, we call them the Copts, to worship Jesus Christ and pray for them as gods. Of course, Christians, they declined and shut down their orders. So it was actually a whole tournament, persecution for more than 3.5 centuries, from the 1st until the 3rd century AD. Some of the Roman actually Christians, they were pretty lucky enough to just stop their persecution and run and live here on the temple. Do you think the Roman emperors, they were not allowed, actually, they doesn't know about them that they are here? They knew, of course. But the thing is, you know, Roman emperors believed that never ever shed the blood at the house of the god. And this is why they just lived in here
Left it
peacefully.
alone.
That's
We
right.
kind of have a sanctuary.
Sanctuary
in the
it
church.
is, that's right, it is. This is what, because this is a church.
So that's where it comes from. Is that if you come to the, you think that's where that
here
comes from?
too.
Is the Christians
Yeah,
hid here?
that's where this comes from here, exactly. This is, I believe, sir, that this is a very, ancient land. So the majority, everything's come from here. Now, like I said, they were pretty angry because they lost their beloved. They always, the Christians, while they're staying here, they look to the statues. How they look at them? It's like, oh, you're the reason how I lost my beloved father, or wife, or sister, or loved one. And that's why they're pretty angry. And to express their feelings of anger, there is a time when we call it for absolute stage and vandalism. We've been vandalizing everything. No wonder you can see some statues already sketched out and raised, and they actually took down the heads. So some looks like headless one, whether gods or pharaohs. When they saw the statue figure here for the tribe, they took down the 3 heads and left only the body of the god to represent Jesus Christ the moment when he was crucified. And followed later by this beautiful Christians and Coptic figures and graffiti for the 12 apostles, Jesus Christ, Virgin Mary, and so on.
Look at those stars and blue colors.
Yes.
They're absolutely
These are more
beautiful.
than 4,000 years, colors made from lapis lazuli. And
Wow.
that's actually pretty good condition.
Are they really lapis lazuli?
Yes, they
Wow.
are. That's why 4,000 years still looks fresh, like they were painted yesterday. And yellow, of course, you see this yellow circle, the carriage?
Yes.
Yellow made from gold and iron oxide. These are bright and gemstone colors. يا صديق عشان بجيب له اكل. Bye. Small friend, because I look out for them and bring some stuff on the kitchen for the birds outside of the cats here. That's why they wait for me. I'll see you later. Out there, you see actually, this is Virgin Mary can built from the hollow. That's her, Mary. And that's Jesus Christ. That's outside of the necklace. So Jesus Christ.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, there, Virgin Mary, and the 12 apostles all around the pillars, like Lucas, John, Marcus. You see them all around.
Where's James?
I don't know. Actually,
We have James right here.
Come and take a look.
I'll pretend that this one's James.
So, how they got something very government that because these are just barely 1,000 years, but already gone vanished.
Yeah.
Because Christians are cups, they make colors from plants and flowers. It's got vanished. But here at Fadeaway, got colors by the Egyptian 4,000 years and still looks fresh because they are making them.
So by making it with gemstones, they crush it and then glue it
Yeah,
up.
exactly. Not only, guess what? To make it in a pretty good shape and intact, they are bring actually kind of a mixture of, you know, the whitening of the eggs
Right.
and the glue of the animals together, and they are just fixing the frame so they can make it intact and never get cracks. Pretty smart people.
And it lasts so long.
Yeah,
How did
of
they
course.
know it was going to last so long unless they already knew that it,
Well, at least you
somebody had to have told them, hey, this will last 1,000
don't
years.
forget, make sure that you have actually specialists in chemistry. I mean, you have some chemical things.
Is this vandalism? Sorry, Eleanor.
Come see.
What happened here? Is this like it looks like somebody
Yes, absolutely.
intentionally
And by the way,
destroyed it?
You just actually point out to the name of the temple. It has to be bird, and the sun disk is Ah, and here Minu. So the goal of the offerings or the offering. And this is Mary.
So did they not destroy it all the way down because the sand was up to here?
It could be, I mean, it wasn't important for them actually to just destroy all of it. It's just the most important is their feeling of anger. You know, to revenge and pay back. They lost their loved ones, so there's like they have no choice but doing this. You know, sabotage and vandalism.
They were angry.
They are pretty angry. But finally, they are just when things cool down, they say, you know, Jesus Christ, the Messiah just called for peace. Peace for this sabotage and this anger.
And
So
it's
instead,
not your father that was killed, it was your
Yeah.
great grandfather. So
That's
with
right. So-
time heals all wounds.
exactly, I like that. Tom, I respect that. That's right.
It's not me, everybody. It's a common expression.
But I try to say also that after all, when things cool down, you just, you know, Peter, you learn to Peter actually all this, you know, the vandalism thing, but it's something more positive, like doing the church.
Sure.
Just making some paintings. It's good to actually to make some paintings instead of, you know, vandalism. Time heals the one. That's right. Keep a mountain on the west bank there.
Yeah.
from there.
So you said this obelisk is about 35 tons?
Yes, no, it's more than actually 500 tons.
500
Yeah,
tons?
but 500 tons.
Wow.
Tons, yeah, that's right. You know, of a one piece of a granite. But how tall is it? 25 meters.
Yeah.
The first is 25 meters. This one is 35 meters.
35,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry. 25 and 35.
In the part of the cone, yes, the part of it was covered.